guys. Welcome to the Diet Doc Life Mastery Podcast. I'm Dr. Kori Probst here with Dr. Joe, and we are moving right on into the second part of our 5 gears of goal pursuit. And in the previous episode, what we chatted about was gear 1 being the foundation, and we discussed a process called WHOOP. Remember this, Joe?
Whoop. Yep. I got it down.
And then gear number 2 was all about autonomy, which is the sense of choice that is going to be really, really important that we help to foster within our clients as we help them progress through their goal pursuit process. So today, what we're discussing is the 3rd gear, which is the basic psychological need of connection. So here we go.
All right, let's dig in.
Connection is our sense of relatedness. It's the need to care for others and to feel cared for by others. It's a sense of belonging, okay? And in the coaching world, and I learned this as a therapist, one of the most important indicators that you have established a strong sense of connection with your client is when the client can say, she likes me, or he likes me.
Interesting thought. Yeah.
Right?
If that's your intention to give them that moment, that's a game changer, because I do recognize exactly what you're saying, but I don't know if many coaches out there would put that in their toolbox to say, at some point, I must make sure this is felt.
Totally. And it is I love that you say that word, Joe. It's a felt sense. It's a sensation of almost warmth. Like, this person likes me. This person gets me. I feel like I can be whoever I am with this person. And as a coach, that's exactly how I want my clients to feel. I don't want you to feel like you have to be on guard all the time and, shove things under the rug and not be honest. Like, put it all out there for me. When you are vulnerable with me, I can be more vulnerable with you. I'm going to feel more comfortable as well, disclosing some of my own stuff in appropriate situations, and only in times when I feel like it's going to be helpful for the client, not to air my own dirty laundry, but only in order to effectively help them manage their process. But, when we create that sense of connection and that sense of belonging, we're creating a sense of safety and a sense of trust. And that just makes for a much more cohesive, more flexible, more stable, more adaptive collaboration. So just a few things that coaches out there can do to help foster that sense of connection is and you start this in the very beginning, guys. The second that you start communicating with a potential client, you are laying down the building blocks of this potential connection. Is ask open-ended questions. Invite the client in to share their experience and their process. Okay, so open-ended questions aren't the ones that end in, that would be answered with a yes or no. So like when I said, help me understand, that's a statement, but it's open. Like, it's an invitation for them to explore and work into some level of discovery. And oftentimes, those questions prompt them going to places they've never gone before. No one's ever asked me that before. Or you'll hear, that's a really good question. Like, I've never thought that. I've never pondered that before. I like it when clients say that. I want them to go to the deeper recesses of their minds and reflect in ways they haven't before, because that's going to make the process different and more novel for them. So another way is to just exhibit unconditional positive regard. So if the client is like, The client, the client may be spouting off. The client is talking nonstop. You may sense the client to be like super negative, and now you're getting a feeling like, oh God, like I don't know if I'm going to be able to work with this person. Like, not a single positive thing has come out of this person's mouth. All of us have been there, guys. Like, we can admit that. And we've all been in moods ourselves too, where it's just like, all negative, irritable, super moody stuff. A lot of times our clients are going to come in and this has been such a thorn in their side, or just so heavy for them, that it's going to be difficult for them to talk about it in a positive, energetic, like motivating light. And because of the way they're coming off and expressing themselves, they probably don't even realize that people are often repelled by that sort of behavior. So you guys, as very skilled coaches, knowing that you don't have to react to that, you don't have to mirror the client's mood and like lowness and negativity. Okay. Now is your opportunity to really just connect with them there. Like, show them that you notice that that's there. I can see that this is really heavy for you. You've been dealing with this for a long time, haven't you? You don't have to go negative. But to just acknowledge that that's there, that's a point of connection right there. Oh, she gets me. No one else has said that to me before when I've expressed this. We want to offer our clients, guys, what in the counseling world, but is applicable here, is called a reparative experience. So we're repairing in some way what has not been done effectively by other people in this person's life. So that's third gear, connection. How are we doing?
I think that's fantastic, especially in the way that you described, not just mirroring or reflecting their mood, but as somebody who is above the fray, somebody who's the professional controlling this. I mean, you have the steering wheel in your hand, the gear shift in your hand, so you're going to be the one driving this whole process. So for you to recognize that and say, I need to move this client into a different headspace, I think that's incredibly important. I have just a funny little joke. Somebody on social media, one of my nieces has very small boys, like three small boys. And one was just torturing the other one. And the mother asked, do you just like hearing your brother scream? And she expected him to have some empathy and realize, like, wait, what I'm doing is wrong. And he said, kind of. So we don't have to like to hear our clients scream or be in pain, or, we want to move them out of that and recognize it and then move them to a better place.
Yeah, we want to acknowledge it first. And because if a client perceives that we're just trying to fix it and we're going to gloss over it, and because that feeling of they're trying to move me out of this can feel really not good. It can feel like, okay, she or he clearly does not care. That's what it can feel like to the person on the other side when the coach is just like, I'm going to fix this right now. Here's what we're going to do. But there's a caveat to that always. Every person is a little bit different. And so as you're learning from your client what they respond to best, you're going to come up with more effective sort of interventions and ways of being with them. Which I will say this too, Joe, and I know that like what I'd really love to do is finish up with the other two gears in our next session. But I want to say that you can get really overt with your clients and ask them, and I love to do this with mine, what's the best way for me to provide you with feedback? How do you prefer to receive that? Because a lot of times, and I'll relate this back to my old, like just starting in counseling, right? We're just starting to see clients. This is in grad school. And I remember the biggest fear, and I've heard this from a lot of our new coaches too. The biggest fear when sitting down with a client for the first time, what if I don't know what to say? Right. And that makes sense, but we're missing the point. If we're asking ourselves, like, what if I don't know what to say? It's become about us. No, it's about the person you're sitting across from. Tell me more. Say more about that. Help me understand. Then really listen, guys. Because if you're wondering what you're going to say, you're not listening to what the client is saying. You're thinking about how you're going to respond. And now you've missed everything that they've just shared with you. So third gear is the basic psychological need of connection, which is that sense of belonging, which is really going to help us foster that collaborative partnership in the coaching relationship.
In our next episode of Fitness Entrepreneurship, we will be right back here going through the rest of those gears for energetic goal pursuit. So Kori, thank you very much. And you guys listening and watching, we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys.